All is well. All is well. Right now, I'm just burning a little bit of frankincense and a little bit of cloves, right, to help open up the energy, to help ground us, to help protect our energy fields as we are giving these messages and receiving them as well. Right? From a heart space that is open, from a heart space that is also willing to take action, right? And so we give thanks. We give thanks for the frankincense, mhm, for clearing out all negative energy, all negative forces, right? For inviting in positivity, peace, love, light, and the protection of our divine ancestors, our spirit guides, and for some of us, the deities that we work with, right? And to the ones that walk beside us. And we give thanks to all of our divine intercessors, right? I ask right now as I open up space that my ancestors join me, as they always have, while we are receiving these messages, right? I ask that they provide clarity for whatever it is that your soul may need today, right? Whatever it is your soul may need. I give thanks for not only being able to receive these messages and being that divine link for you all, right? To know that y'all not tripping, right? Because sometimes we just need that confirmation to say, hey, I'm not going crazy here, right? This is real. Hello everybody, right? And so I give thanks for being that divine link for you guys, right? I give thanks. I give thanks. I give thanks for the peaceful, loving energy that surrounds me, that surrounds all of us, right? I give thanks for being able to hold sacred space that is pure, that is loving, and very intentional, right? I give thanks for all of the energies that align and for those that don't align, that show us who we aren't, where we came from, where we've grown from, right? We give thanks for that. I give thanks for everyone who sees me, who sees my calling, who sees my heart, right? And they know that all of these messages are given from a space of purity, from a heart that cares, right? Um, I want you all to know that I see the divine in you. I acknowledge the divine in you, and I respect the divine in you, right? And I give thanks for you all seeing that in me as well, right? Um, and I give thanks for those energies that don't, right? And may our love, may our honesty, may our truth shine brighter than anything that may deter us, or anything that may try to deter us, or any energies that may try to come against us, right? And so, yeah, as we open up space, right, I want to kindly ask that anybody who feels as if this path is not for them, right? Or they feel as though they don't want to hear these messages or anything like that, I ask that you kindly remove yourself, that you respect our space just as much as we respect you. And whatever it is that you choose to do, whatever it is that, whatever that may be, right? So let's continue on, right? We're going to continue to block out these negative energies, right? We're going to remove people and we're going to block people as well. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Give me 1 second, guys. And this is how you know indefinitely. Can we do like an indefinite type of thing? So, welcome to all of you beautiful, beautiful souls. Right? We just want to clear out the energy again, right? Because not only do I want to make sure that I am protected, right? I want to make sure that you all know that you are protected as well, right? There we go. There we go. How is everybody today? I hope that everybody is doing amazing. I hope that everybody is doing good. I'm just lighting my coal right now as we get ready, right? To share energy, to share insight, right? To share this ancient wisdom, if you will. I'm going to share my frankincense with you all. There we go. There she goes. There she goes. Now, as we get started on this general collective read, okay, I do want to just let you all know that, of course, it is a general collective read for my Ascended Masters, right? So some of this may resonate and some of it may not, okay? And that is okay. I don't want you all to force anything, right? Don't try to force anything. Just as in life, we don't try to force it, right? If it isn't meant, it won't stick, right? Same thing for your tarot messages. If it isn't meant for you, it won't stick, it won't resonate, right? And sometimes that could be merely just because it isn't for you. And sometimes it could definitely just be because it has not happened yet. It hasn't, the energy hasn't shifted yet for you. And that is okay as well, right? Everything happens in divine timing, right? But know that there is no time stamp on these messages. So whenever you see this message, that is when this message is meant for you, okay? Please keep in mind that there's also no gender in tarot. There's only masculine energy and feminine energy that dwells in every last being, in every last thing that breathes, right? In every blade of grass, in every tree, in every ancient divine soul, right? We give thanks to the winds of the north, south, east, and west, right? We give thanks to the divine in me, to the divine in you. We give thanks for the sun, the stars, the moon, right? The earth, the air, fire, right? Water. Mm-hmm. We give thanks. Now there's a very peaceful energy of a calm that is over your life right now. It's kind of like a little cloud of fluffy air, right? Just hovering over your life. A cloud of peace, a cloud of favor, right? A cloud of joy. I'm hearing a cloud of excitement, and I'm seeing 10:10 on the clock, right? This is um, the energetic shift that has happened for you, right? An energetic shift that you have brought for yourself, right? An activation, if you will, right? You guys have been activated. You guys have basically went through so much, but it was like an initiation, right? Within this last 2 or 3 months, I'm hearing, okay, or even within the last 6 months, it's been kind of like a lot of topsy-turvy sort of energy, a lot of push-pull energy, a lot of resisting within that energy, right? But there's been an awakening that has happened for you, and um, because of that, right? You guys have shifted. You guys have been 1111, and have you guys have transformed. There you go, into this very powerful and magnetic being, right? This is a being almost like it's like you're vibrating so high right now that I keep hearing your enemies, right? These are people that not that you view as enemies, but more so people that your ancestors, your spirit guides, your angels have deemed an enemy because of maybe the workings that they were doing on you or trying to do on you, or even just the gossip magic, right? Um, they have done these things, and because of the things that they have done, right, your ancestors have deemed them fit to now be your enemy, right? So there's a protection that is over you at this moment. Things have been reclaimed for you, right? And maybe you guys have did, you know, rituals or chants where you guys have been reclaiming your energy, right? And just know that that is working. But for some of you, it's literally just you didn't do anything, right? It's just because of these people, right? There were things that were happening to you. Maybe your finances were getting low, right? Maybe you were feeling as if your energy was being drained, whatever the case may be. This was put on you, or this was occurring because of what was happening behind the scenes with those negative energies, with those baneful energies, like those people that's just out here just trying shit, doing things, doing baneful magic and things like that, right? And this person, again, is somebody that you know, is somebody that you were once attached to, okay, whether it be a friend or whether it be somebody who you were romantically involved with, or maybe just somebody you said no, right? You said no to, and they took it some sort of way, right? And so these people, they're looking at you now like maybe you feel as though you are better than them. Um, and it's not that you feel like you're better than them. You are better than them, right? Energetically, spiritually, morally, right? You're better than these people. You hold yourself to a certain standard, but you don't egotize it, if it makes sense. Like you're not someone that's walking around like you're better than everybody. You just have a very royal energy. You have a very uplifting energy. You have a very sacred energy, right? And so you walk as such, Ashe. And yeah, these people may not like it, right? These people may be jealous or envious of it. And because of that, they were saying things, doing things, and now all of that energy has kind of, you know, um, it's kind of did like it spent the block, okay? It did a boomerang. It had a boomerang effect on them, right? The things that they were trying to dish out and send your way has now came back and sort of hit them in the face, right? So you have now regained your rightful seat back on your throne, right? You guys have realigned yourself with your purpose, with your mission, with your goals, and with your energy, right? These people were literally draining you. For some of you, this was for years, and it happened so subtle, just as the subtle changes that happen within us, right? The subtle growth, right? These were subtle hits, and so you may not have felt it all at once, right? First, it started with maybe, people you knew probably like distancing themselves, or maybe you unintentionally distancing yourselves from your community, from your soul family. And then maybe it occurred in your finances where, you weren't gaining as much, or maybe you're losing jobs, or whatever the case may be. Okay. But all of that doesn't matter now, because again, there's been a shift. Okay. There's been an energetic shift within you, right? But there's also been a shift within the universe, right? And that is because of the shift that has occurred within you, right? I just think 1616, right? But you guys, because you know yourself, because you are standing in your power, because you are standing in your strength, and because you aren't taking any bullshit, right? Because you know yourself, you trust yourself, right? You know what you bring to the table, right? You know where your morals lie and things like that. And so when people come to you with the bare minimum, or when these energy vampires are coming, you're able to face them head on and say, no, I'm not even about to, I'm not about to play myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, play with you for what? Sit with you for what? Talk to you about what, right? And this goes for anybody. If they don't align, then um, you aren't really giving them the time of day, right? You're being very selfish with yourself um, at this time, at this age, in this space. And I think that is very, very beautiful for you, right? But this person, this energy, they're feeling as if you left them behind. There's somebody that's feeling as if you left them behind. Check that out. I feel you leaving me behind, right? And there's somebody, they're so attached to you, they're attached to your energy, but it's not in a good sense. It's not in the way that you would hope or want it to be, right? So even if these people come back around, and they try to say, hey, I'm sorry, know that this isn't genuine, right? They're just missing your energy, they're missing their source, right? um and so, yeah, they're wanting for you to speak to them. They're wanting for you to call out to them, right? And they don't necessarily. It's crazy, this energy, right? It's for some of them, you guys. These guys are literally psychotic, right? They're psychotic. It's the energy of, I want to talk to you, but I'm not going to be the first one to talk to you. But again, you guys, that's just because this person is very cliche, very stupid, very like, they're just somebody that wants to play in your energy, to play with your feelings, right? To play, with your light, right? They want to drain your light, right? For some of you, these people are going around and they're telling people like, oh, I did this and that for this person, and they left me behind, they left me hanging, right? But these people don't know the full story, right? And these people, for some of them, they're just doing it so they could gain another source, right? They're spitting out all of these sad sob stories so that somebody will have some sort of sympathy for them, and open up to them so they can drain them dry. Okay. And they know that you were, the best thing that ever happened to them, right? They know that you were the best thing in their lives. For a lot of you, you were that divine light to come and show them the way, to come and show them the path, right? But they just didn't want to see it. They didn't catch on, right? Just very clueless out here, very mindless, okay? Mm-hmm. So we're going to go ahead and tap into the reading, guys. Again, this is a general reading, right? If you guys want more of a personal reading, you guys can reach out to me on a personal level. Okay. All of my readings and things like that are donation based, so you literally just send what you can, but please understand that I will not allow you guys to drain me, right? Make sure it makes sense, right? If you don't absolutely have it, then I completely get it, right? But just make sure that when you guys come to me, you guys aren't asking me for, you know, full readings, and then you guys are like trying to drain me. Okay, don't do that, right? We won't deal with that mess. But anyways, let's go, Spirit. What do you have for us today? We had a whole lot of cards fly out, guys, and it's also beautiful, right? The Treasure in Crescent Moon, right? The Queen of Roses. This is so beautiful, guys. I don't even use this deck a lot, so for me to like pull it out, I think that's absolutely beautiful. We have Loving Elementals, and then we have On Track, right? And I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, right? That's another synchronicity. That is another sign to let you guys know that you are on the right track. You are in divine alignment with who you are, with your purpose, your goals, your dreams, literally whatever it is, keep working on it, right? And please don't think that things are just supposed to happen so fast, right? Because I'm hearing to tell somebody, everything, it may not happen when you want it to happen, or it may not happen as quickly as you want it to happen, but it will happen, right? When you are truly ready, right? And when, your heart can sustain it, right? Because a lot of times we'll ask for things and we're not truly ready for it. We'll feel as if we're ready for it, right? Just as, never mind. But we'll feel as if we want something, we're ready for something, and then when it's there, we can get a little chaotic, right? Or sometimes it's too much, right? And we start to question it, right? Because maybe our time management isn't there, right? Whatever the case may be. Okay, and there's no judgment. These are just examples, right? Sometimes we may ask for a business that is booming, that is successful, where clients are calling every single day, right? Every single day. Um, and you may want that, but if it was to come today, would you truly be able to manage having all of these customers and all of these orders that you have to get out? Would you really like, just think about that, okay? But know that everything will come to you when you are ready in divine timing and you are in alignment, okay? But continue to work on yourself, continue to work on your goals, right? And when I say continue to work on yourself, yes, I'm speaking about the shadow work. What parts of you are you hiding, or what parts of you have you kind of embedded so deeply in you that you feel as though it isn't there. But these I'm looking for how to word it, right? You may think that everything is okay until something happens, right? So you may think that you're great at money management or something like that until you're placed in a situation where you absolutely have to manage your money, and then you're like, well, wait, I'm not as good as I thought I was. Like, I don't know, okay? But there's like something about sitting with that, right? Sitting with that. You know all of the amazing things about yourself already, right? Now let's sit and figure out what it is that we have to work on. Hello, how are you? Right? Because everybody don't do that, right? And it takes the divine soul, it takes an ascended master to not only learn from the great beautiful times, but to learn from the not so beautiful times, right? To learn from your emotions and things like that, to learn from your traumas, right? To point out those quote unquote weaknesses, right? So that you can um, magnify them and so that you can turn them into strengths, right? That is what the shadow work is about. You know, it is not about putting it on the back burner and acting as if that isn't a part of you, or acting as if it just doesn't exist, right? um like for instance, right, with the affirmations and things like that, we can say I'm having a great day, I'm going to have a great day, I'm going to have a great day, I'm going to have a great day, right? And this is just a band-aid, right? And these are the occult teachings that they don't teach you, right? You have, if you're not really having a good day, right, don't sit there and try to make yourself believe that you are. Okay, when you're not having a good day, you sit with yourself and you say, well, hey, why am I not having a good day? What is going on? Where is this feeling coming from? Right? Is this something that belongs to me? Is this something that occurred from yesterday? Right? And if it happened yesterday, hey, I need to leave that. I need to leave that in yesterday, right? It doesn't matter today, because today I can make it better. Today I can make a difference. Today I can make a change, right? And if it is something that happened, that day, is it something that I can control, right? And if it is in my control, how do I fix it, right? And if it isn't in my control, let me cry, let me get it out, and let me leave it there, right? But you have to feel it in order to heal it, right? You can't just say, "Oh, I'm having a good day. I'm having a good day." Like, yeah, you may feel like you're having a good day in that time, in that moment. I just seen 333, right? But then when those feelings emerge back up, right, something may happen, just like with the traumas and things like that. You may think you've gotten over something until something brings that situation up again, and now you are sitting there back in that same energy, back dwelling on it, and then you try to band-aid it again, so don't band-aid. Okay, don't band-aid things. Okay, that's a message for somebody, I don't know. Okay, but actually work on it, right? Actually do the shadow work, do the soul work, right? um and knowing that once you do that, right, once you do that actual work, the actual healing work, everything truly, you just become this magnetic being, right? Everything truly just aligns with your will, with your purpose, right? Because right? Okay, it's a different type of knowing. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but it's just a different type of knowing, right? But again, we got the treasure in the increscent moon, and I'm loving all the purple, right? Wisdom. Not only this isn't you guys, like, you guys are just a big ass book full of wisdom, okay? But not just wisdom, knowledge, because you have lived it. You're not somebody that reads books about it, right? You're not someone that is learning and repeating, right? You're actually someone who has learned through life lessons, and you've grown through life lessons, and the things that were meant to bring you down, the things that were meant to harm you, the things that were meant to make you change, to truly change who you are, right? Because these energies and things like that, they were trying to change who you are. They were trying to change your essence. They were trying to change that bright, beautiful light that you have inside of you, right? They wanted to drain that. They wanted to take that for themselves. I heard they wanted to hang you at the stake, y'all. That's cool. They wanted to hang you like a public hanging. I said at the stake, child. For some of you guys, you were witches burned in like previous lifetimes, or healers, excuse my language, right? Healers, divinators, right? Um, Spiritual leaders, alrighty, like true leaders for some of you. Mm, the treasure. And because of this, right? Because of all the divine wisdom, the divine, knowledge that you've collected, right? It's giving like you found this treasure, but the treasure was within, right? You found you. You found out who you are, you know. hmm And I'm hearing there's no better treasure than that, you know, to know that and to walk in that. And that's what you're doing, right? And because of that, the doors have been open. You guys, do your magic. Do your magic. Do your moon magic. Make sure you are doing. Make sure that you are journaling. Make sure you are speaking out to your ancestors, telling them what you need, right? Telling them what you need. Whether it be a financial blessing, whether it be a blessing of hope, a blessing of renewal, you know, restoration, whatever the case may be, call out. Because some of you guys are wondering why nothing is happening. And it's literally, I'm looking at 333 on the clock again. And it's literally because you aren't speaking up, right? Maybe some of you have felt as if your voice doesn't matter. Maybe when you were younger, if you got a little bit too deep into um into your curiosity, right? Maybe people told you, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, or hush, that's crazy talk, or whatever the case may be, right? Or for some of you, when you went to your family and you told them, hey, I seen the spirit, hey, I seen this, they told you that you were making it up, right? That you don't know. And so because of this, it has caused you to maybe not speak up about what you know, right? Or maybe be kind of doubtful about what you know. But you need to know, right, that you were never wrong, right? That you were never too curious. Okay? I heard you weren't curious enough, right? Don't let people shut you down, right? Don't let these people that have, lived in the darkness allow allow don't allow them to draw you in, right? Don't allow anyone to tell you that you don't know what you're talking about, that you're crazy. Don't allow anybody to lower your vibration, right? Be very mindful of the energies that you are listening to. Be very mindful of who you are talking to, right? For some of us, we need to stop telling people all of our ideas, right? Okay. For some of you, you have some people around you that's just like, oh, that's crazy. They're always down talking your ideas, right? They're always putting them down, right? And I'm hearing, don't talk to them. If you can't avoid them, just don't talk to them about the things, right? Because for some of you, these are family members, right? The people that you hold near and dear, right? For some of you, this is your mom, okay, or your brother, uncle, something like that. Okay, excuse me. Yeah. For some of you, you've dealt with family like speaking about you, talking about you behind your back, right? For some of them, those people that are being shut up, right? Those enemies, those are your family members, you know? Because again, I said, these people, whoever they are, whether it be someone you're intimate with, a friend, or a family member, right? These people, they have been silenced, okay? For some of you guys, I see like this man like hitting his head, like hitting the head on the wall. Okay, it is driving these people insane that they cannot get a hold of you anymore, that they cannot touch you anymore, that they cannot grasp your energy, whatever the case is. It is driving them insane, right? Driving them insane. Okay, but you're focused. And you're focused on you. You're focused on your goals, right? You guys are, you know, creating new hobbies. Like, you guys are really out here living life, right? Really living life, thriving in your creativity, thriving in that divine feminine essence. And I think that is so beautiful. Yes. And for some of you guys, you guys need to know, like, there's a guy here that is just very much so infatuated with who you are, right? And they want to see you better. They want to help you become better, right? I'm hearing I want to take my time with you, right? This is somebody that wants to help again build you up, right? To build you into something anew, right? They want to help you work on yourself, right? This isn't somebody that wants to slow you down. They want to help you. They want to help your dreams come true, because I'm seeing stars, and you know, the like the star card is about wish fulfillment and things like that, and I'm seeing multiple stars, right? And I heard a guiding light, and I'm seeing 333 again. Okay. And this could definitely just be your ancestors as well, that are just like looking at you and just like, you are so beautiful. We want to help you grow. We want to help you succeed, right? And we're going to take our time with you. Ashe, I heard a divine gift. You are the divine gift that was given to the universe, to your community right now, you know. And so go out here, go forth and do, right? Go forth and speak whatever it is, whatever your passion is, whatever your heart is calling out for you to do. Please go do it. Don't wait. Do it now. Okay, because you are so full. Look at that. You are so full of love. You are so full of wisdom, right? And because of that, it's literally like whatever you touch will will bloom, will blossom, will be abundant, right? And there's something about like the apple in it, but it's giving like Snow White vibes, like when she bit the apple, you know. But I'm not hearing like the poison. I'm hearing to speak to you guys about when she was awakened from her slumber, right? Was it Snow White or Sleeping Beauty? I can't remember. Sleeping Beauty. Who ate the apple? Sleeping Beauty? I think so. Um, yeah, so and she was awakened, you know. So you guys were awakened, okay? But love's true kiss was, you know, you stepping into your power, you loving on yourself, right? There was nobody that came in and saved you. You saved yourself, right? Mm-hmm. You're like a little superhero, a divine little superhero that's full of love and full of ancient wisdom. And because of that, these gold chalices will be given to you, right? Because of that, your guides, you know, the loving little elementals, they're all surrounding you. They're all, you know, offering you support. They're all lifting you up in prayer, right? When you sit at your altar and you write, you know, you're not just writing, right? They're watching and they're listening and they're providing. Ashe, thank you, Spirit. Right? Mm-hmm. They look at you as like this beautiful child that they must nurture, right? That they have to see excel, that they have to see succeed, right? Because of who you are, because of your nature, right? You're very deserving of this, okay? And you need to know, again, that you are on the right track. You are doing exactly what they need you to do, exactly what they want you to do, right? And you just have to trust in divine timing, right? Trust in divine timing. Okay, trust in divine timing, right? For some of you guys, you may feel like you're being restrained, or you may be feeling like you're being blocked in some sort of sense, right? Or you don't know whether you should go forth, right? But again, remember yesterday in the reading when we were talking about stagnation and how stagnation works, and how some of you guys may feel as though you're blocked. But right, stagnation isn't energy that has stopped. Stagnation is just an energy that's looking for redirection, right? And so again, maybe you guys need to redirect, okay? Maybe this isn't a block, right? Or this isn't a block. There's no maybe in it. This is just redirection, right? Try something new, okay? Or go a little harder, right? Because sometimes we'll be feeling like we're giving 100%, and we may only be giving 60 to 70%, right? And so that is, how that works. Hi, love. You can get the messages that you need right here. You just have to listen. These are general messages. Okay. If you guys are looking for a more personal reading, then I will reach out to me on a more personable level. Okay. And don't worry about price, right? I know when I said that, you were like, but wait, right? I do everything is donation based with Divine Ascension with Isis, right? I move just as my elders taught me and told me, okay? And I am talking to you, okay? And so everything is donation based. If you don't have, I don't expect for you to give anything, okay? But if so, then I do, right? And all of the information can be found within my bio, okay? But for some of you guys, you're feeling like there's been like some sort of interference, right? And there hasn't, right? There's just new ideas and things like that need to be brought into fruition, right? You guys are sitting on a lot of new ideas. Just as you guys are kind of, for some of you guys, you may be in this Eight of Swords energy, right? Because you aren't willing to step out and do something different, try something new, right? Because there's doubt within self, right? Because when you look at the Eight of Swords, right, he isn't trapped. There aren't swords that is in front of him, right? So this is masculine energy. The masculine energy is that protective energy, right? It's that energy, that fight or flight energy. Are you going to stand up for yourself? Or are you going to turn around and move the other way? Are you going to stay stagnant, right? For some of us, right? Because for a lot of us, it's not the fact that you want to turn around and you're not, once your eyes are open, your eyes are open. Once your purpose has been revealed, it's kind of hard to turn around, right? But some people do, right? But for the Ascended Masters, you don't. So you're at this point where you're feeling blocked, right? But again, it's just stagnant energy because you aren't necessarily trusting yourself enough, right? And so trust yourself, encourage yourself, tell yourself, I can do it, right? And just go out here and try it, right? Just go out here and try it. I tell my kids all the time, right? At least try it. If you try it once and you don't like it, fine. But at least give it a try to say, hey, at least I tried and I liked it or I didn't like it, okay? But there's something about you taking some sort of redirection, right? Or you looking within self to realize that it isn't a block, right? This isn't a blockage here, right? But you guys have a lot of new experiences, a lot of new people, a lot of new opportunities, right? For some of you guys, this is like a whole new light, right? A whole new energetic shift. So it could feel like a whole new life for you all, right? You guys are going to be meeting new people, going new places, right? You guys aren't in the same energy that you were last month. For a lot of you guys, you're not even in the same, I mean, you definitely aren't in the same energy that you were in last year. So, of course, it can be kind of scary. Of course, you can be sort of resistant, right? And that's okay. And I'm seeing 4444 on the clock, right? That's okay. But trust yourself. Have faith in yourself, right? to know that you can go forth and do it, because there's something new, right? There's something new that you're going to do. There's something new that you're going to try and you're going to like. And there's going to be something that comes from this, right? There's going to be growth that comes from this. There's going to be happiness that comes from this. A lot of people, they think about abundance, but abundance is it covers all of this, right? It covers all of this, not just the financial increase, right? You guys will get an abundance of everything. This is an abundance of favor, right? You guys will be motivated, right? Heavy Taurus energy, Leo energy, right? Move confidently in what it is that you're trying to do, right? Don't be, or don't strive to be, that greatest and highest version of yourself. Be that version of yourself today. Make those decisions today. Move intentional today, right? There's somebody that's maybe taking shortcuts, right? You know what, fuck that, I'm not going to say shortcuts. There's somebody here that's feeling as if they are taking shortcuts. I mean to say, I'm not going to say maybe, right? But don't take shortcuts, okay? Because remember, when you're shortcutting yourself, when you're taking shortcuts, when you're trying to get things done fast, quick, and easy, you are only shorting yourself. You're shorting yourself of the knowledge, right? You're shorting yourself um, of the journey, right? Of all of the learning opportunities and things like that. So don't be impatient. Truly go with the flow and learn. Learn. Take time to learn about the little intricate small things, right? The things that do matter, right? Don't there's something about like fraud. Don't be fake, right? Something like that. Okay, don't rush it. But there's something about fakeness. Let's see. Okay. Okay. I don't know, maybe that's what separates the real from the fake. I don't know. Right? But don't rush something. Okay? Yeah. There's somebody here being stubborn. We got the death card in reverse. Okay. And then we got the Five of Pentacles out here. So maybe someone is trying to rush the transformation, right? Or they're trying to rush some sort of healing, right? Like and I'm being told, or I'm being reminded about what we were talking about earlier about the band-aid healing, right? Don't just try to get things done quickly or try to patch something up to make it seem like it's fine or something like that. Okay, really take your time and work on your transformation, right? There's somebody that's very obsessed with you, right? Hmm. For some of you guys, there's somebody that's very obsessed with you, right? But they're not going to change. They're not going to change, but they're going to come in again, like I was saying, like they apologize, right? It's that same energy, right? Mm. Here to bring some sort of trouble. Okay, they've ran out of luck. They've ran out of favor, something like that. Okay. Yeah, because judgment season has came. Okay, and while you are going through this rebirth, while you are going through this transformation, these people are literally they're going through a transformation, but it ain't what they want to go through, right? um the universe, the most high, our ancestors, this is lesson season, right? This is lesson season. Is lesson season or is blessing season? Okay. And for those that have remained upright, remained true in character, done right, done good deeds, if you will, they're receiving the blessings. They are receiving they are reclaiming their power. They're, sitting in their rightful places. And for those that are not, or that have not, they are getting what they deserve as well, right? And so that's why you have these energies that's kind of like sitting around banging their head up against the wall, but they did it to themselves, right? This was somebody that, came in and they said that they loved you or whatever the case may be, but they did not. And know that this doesn't have to be an actual intimate partner. This could be a friend, right? This could be a family member, whoever be telling you that they love you, right? But for some of you guys, you see right through it, or you did see right through it, right? So you know who this person is. You know who it is. This isn't. Mhm. This isn't a shocker. What I'm telling you for some of you guys isn't even a shocker. Like you've known the whole time, just like you know who it is, right? But again, this time you protected yourself, right? This time you kept it pushing, you kept it moving, right? This was somebody that was definitely just here to cause chaos, just here to take, right? Two of Cups in reverse. This is somebody that wanted to argue all the time. They refuse to see who you are. They refuse to, see their part in the situation and all of that stuff, right? And this was somebody that you probably pity dated, okay? Ugh, child, listen, this is crazy, right? But these people have been silenced, right? People are seeing them for who they are. The King of Pentacles in reverse, right? Somebody that is very ignorant, somebody that just does not know themselves, right? Mm, it's sad energy, right? But you keep going. Don't worry. We're not going to worry about these karmas. We're going to clear out that energy, right? Because these people are getting exactly what they deserve, but you're on the way up, right? And I heard, I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop us. We're all the way up. Okay. Yeah, I love that. Continue to climb that ladder, whether it be career wise, whether it be spiritually, whatever it is that you're doing, continue to keep your eyes on the prize, right? And know that everything will work out for you on time in divine timing, right? There's nothing but success and new opportunities ahead of you. There's nothing but abundance ahead of you, right? So skip, frolic, run, jump, laugh, be happy, be merry, right? Be merry, you know. I love the story about Mary and how they tried to, hide how divine she was from us truly and how knowledgeable she was, right? The most knowledgeable out of all of the disciples, if you will. But that's a story for another day. But be merry, and live in your truth, walk in your truth, right? And continue to walk in your discernment, right? Because these energies, they're knocking their head against the wall because they know that there's no re-entering your space. There is no more walking in through that door, right? They can no longer drain you anymore. They can no longer use you anymore. For some of these people, they were siphoning your energy while you guys were being intimate, right? And I'm seeing somebody just being filled up, full, like an energy pool, like them just pulling so much energy from you. For some of them, they even got fat while they were with you. And it wasn't because of the food, or I won't even say fat, but they just put on a little weight. It wasn't because of the food, it was because of you. They were draining you, right? Okay, but you guys have literally like pushed all of that energy out from your energy field, right? You are protected, right? You are protected. Your energy field is protected. No one can see through, only the good, and only the good energy that is for you. Look at that initiation and the Count Saint Germain. Mm, beautiful, beautiful blessings. This is divine change, right? This is you guys, again, that subtle soul growth, right? You guys have been initiated through life, right? Into your higher calling, into your higher purpose, right? And so you guys have taken the time out to heal, and you guys have healed on your own, right? And it wasn't through textbook knowledge or anything like that. It was through the divine wisdom that lies within, right? It was through your divine character, right? And because of that, this is why you all are receiving these gifts. This is why you all are receiving that favor, right? This is why your enemies have been shut up, right? This is that shut up spell in full effect. And you didn't have to light a candle. You didn't have to do that, right? This is just something that is being done because of who you are. So stay moving as such. Stay being yourself, right? And again, you don't have to speak up, right? You never did. You never had to defend yourself because your character speaks for itself. Who you are, that speaks for itself. So when these people do try to come against you with, evil tongue, baneful tongue, with the lies and all of those good things, know that these people may come looking, right? You may have random people that you don't know in your For You section on Facebook or something. And these are people that are coming to look, they're coming to judge, right? Coming to judge your character because they heard certain things. But you've proven them otherwise simply by being who you are, right? Because it's not like that these people are spying on you. You're just living life. But there are people that's watching you, spying you, and they're sending other people to look at your page and to spy on you as well, energetically. For some of you guys, you're being woken up out of your sleep because these people are playing in your energy, right? Trying to do love spells and things like that. Ugh. You know, um, trying to. I heard call. They they're doing call me spells and things like that. Like, ugh, it's so disgusting. Or at least they're trying to, right, child? But you ain't got no time for that. Your ancestors ain't got no time for that. Okay? Disgusting. Keep them blocked, right? Keep them blocked. Because this is somebody that's really feeling like they're at a disadvantage here. This is somebody, they think this shit a game. They think it is a game. And they don't. They're like really trying to figure it out. Look, they're really trying to figure it out because you have gained some sense of clarity here. Seven of Cups in reverse, right? This is when the mind wins over the heart, right? You became smarter, you became wiser, and so you moved as such. And again, this person is feeling like a coward, right? This person is feeling uncertain of themselves. They've always been uncertain of themselves. So it's nothing you done. You've just removed yourself, right? And then while you were there, while you were in their energy, they were feeling like they were king shit. They were feeling like they're on top of the world. And because you have removed your energy, because you have gained that clarity, and because you are walking back again in your power, because you know who you are, and you trust that, right? You acknowledge that you're no longer allowing people to play with you, to play with your heart, or whatever the case may be, right? But this person is feeling like, dang, they're feeling pretty shameful here. Seven of Wands in reverse, right? They're feeling like, dang, I'm missing something, right? For some of them, they're having like health problems and stuff like that, right? They're dancing around, walking around looking like the clown that they are, right? Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it here. Let's see if Spirit has any more messages for us, right? The message of peace, right? You need to know that everything is going to be fine. Everything is fine, right? Your creativity is thriving. You're, surrounded by this loving energy, this caring energy, this abundant energy, right? It's your harvest season. It's your season of blessings. It's your season of no stressing, right? You're happy. You're secure. Again, you've reclaimed who you are. You've reclaimed your power. You've reclaimed your rightful place. and with the help of your ancestors, your angels, and your spirit guides. And so we give thanks for that. We give thanks for the prosperity, for the peace, for the favor over our lives today, right? And so, yeah, solid businesses. Like everything is looking up for you. Everything is looking up for you. And I am so proud of you, and you deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. It takes a lot to not become what the world wants you to be, right? It takes a lot. It takes a very strong minded individual and a very strong soul, a very strong willed soul, right? Because personal will, baby. People talk about the will, but that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother occult conversation, right? Because again, they give you guys the bits and pieces, but they don't always give you all the whole gist, right? And so we'll have that conversation one day, what will truly is and what being strong willed is truly about, right? It's not about just making whatever decision you want to make, but it's about making the decision that is in alignment with your greatest and highest version, your greatest and highest thoughts, ideas. It's about going for that. It's about making the sacrifice to not do the low vibrational things, right? And to live in that high vibrational essence in a world that is so low vibrational, right? So I love you all so very much. Go work with some kyanite, guys. Go work with some kyanite. Alrighty. But I love you all so, so very much. I hope that you all have such a fantastic day. Okay. Be love. Alrighty. And move in your knowledge, right? Move in your knowledge. Y'all have a blessed day, beautiful